Do you want to hear an almost unbelievable story of what some accused parents did? Dr. Jennifer Freyd, a psychology professor, disclosed paternal incest to her parents in December of 1990. Less than 2 years later, her parents had the False Memory Syndrome Foundation up and running. The purpose of that organization was to attempt to prove recovered memories are not valid.
Tell about when did your organization start?
We started in 1992. There were a bunch of families that got together. We were one of them because our daughter recovered memories, and that was how the foundation started.
Can I ask you, because you believe your daughter wasn't molested, can you tell me what process you went to determine that that was not true?
Oh my goodness. One is so overwhelmed when an accusation like that comes, and a very credible person that I've always believed. So I withheld judgment and started to do research. And in honesty, in our particular case, the most telling issue was the fact that she refused to talk.
Dr. Jennifer Freyd was a professor at the University of Oregon when she remembered sexual abuse by her father. It's well documented that there was extensive communication between Jennifer and her parents after she disclosed to them. She broke contact only after her mother sent an article to Jennifer's professional colleagues at the University of Oregon describing Jennifer as dramatic, cruel, and temporarily deranged, all while Jennifer was up for promotion. Even so, Jennifer received the promotion and remained at the University of Oregon for 30 years. Dr. Jennifer Freyd is now at Stanford. Along with her team of social scientists, she researches a strategy used by perpetrators. It is known by the acronym Darvo, which stands for Deny, Attack, and Reverse Victim and Offender.
In Darvo, what happens is there's an aggressive denial followed with an attack on the credibility of the person making the claim. It might take the form of questioning their mental abilities or their motivations, saying you're a liar or you're crazy. And then reverse victim and offender is when the person who's being held accountable assumes the victim role and says, I'm the victim here. And more recently, we've been researching this systematically in the laboratory, and we have found that, unfortunately, Darvo seems to work, and you could say it's like a perpetrator strategy. And the ways we've so far found it works is it's associated with victim self-blame. So if people get Darvoed, they're more likely to blame themselves. And it's also associated with third-party judgments. So third parties who are exposed to Darvo responses versus non-Darvo responses are more likely to doubt the victim and assume the perpetrator must have some basis for making the claims. The good news is preliminary research in our lab also suggests that education about Darvo helps mitigate a bit, that people who learn about Darvo are less likely to stop believing the victim.
Dr. Jennifer Freyd's sister has disclosed childhood sexual abuse by their father. Second interview with FMSF co-founder Pam Freyd.
If I have read or have reason to believe that there's an alternative explanation, then I tend to go in that direction.
Your daughter Jennifer has said publicly that about the new dancing in front of your husband, she and another little girl, and I think last time I was here you were saying it was when she was about 9 or so. Mm-hmm. Do you think your husband has sexual feelings toward her?
No.
Why?
He's somebody that I've lived with for ever so many years. I knew him growing up. I never saw any indication.
But even the new dancing, I mean...
He didn't ask to have that. That was something that they decided to do. He didn't want them to feel traumatized by coming down too hard on them.
But just to say, you know, go into your room, or, I mean, did you talk to her about it later when you knew that had happened?
I didn't even know about it for quite a while.
Oh, he didn't tell you for a while after that?
Well, I was working.
The False Memory Syndrome Foundation closed its doors in 2019.
Well, they should.